Hey MJ traders and investors, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for an MJ Sector review. Today is Monday, March 15th. I hope everyone's having a great day today and beginning of the week, and it's going to be an exciting week. We've got a lot of earnings coming up in the space. So in today's video, we're going to discuss Village Farms earnings pre-market tomorrow, and we'll look at the news on the sector, and we'll look at the Canadian and the US MJ sectors as well. So before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. So Village Farms earnings expected to grow. You can check out this article. Zach gives a pretty detailed explanation, but ultimately we are expecting bullish numbers from the estimates. And just taking a look at the estimates here, this is on the American side. So they're forecasting 52.16 million US and EPS of 0.028. So they're saying, Zax is saying that they could potentially surprise on EPS. So we'll keep an eye on that going into tomorrow. But if you are trading VFF, you would have had to be positioned before the end of the day today. And if you don't play after hours, then you'll have to wait until after the earnings reaction tomorrow. That'll be out pre-market. We also saw Todd Harrison tweeted, Cuomo says very close on legalizing MJ in New York. So we could see some further progress on that in the next couple of days. So keep an eye out for that as well. Taking a look at the Canadian space, so CGC daily bounce continues with the high of Friday break. We have resistance coming up at 37.08, and we still haven't changed the daily trend. We're still in a daily downtrend, and the most likely scenario is a daily lower high compared to 37.08. Likely top out, come back down, form a higher low compared to 28.04, and then we'll attempt a daily trend change just like SPY did today. You can check out my broader market video that I did a few minutes ago on the broader market for a review on that. But like I said, need to change the daily trends. Hasn't changed the trend yet on most names, CGC being one of them. APHA lost the downtrend, but we still haven't confirmed an uptrend yet either. So when we do consolidate, we'll look to form a higher low compared to 1378. That's a long ways away. We could essentially fall over 35% and just be looking for a daily higher low and attempt a daily trend change. ACB, same deal, still in a daily downtrend. Cron did have a mini higher low and higher high. Hexo hasn't changed its trend yet. And we could see an inverse head and shoulders here. There's a lot of IHS setups, but we haven't formed that right shoulder yet. So we're getting close to resistance at $8. We've also got a level at 806 and $8 psychological. So if we do top out here at $8, form a higher low, that would be ideal, as we still haven't changed the daily trend. So we've got earnings coming up here pre-market on Thursday. So you'll have to get positioned for that one by the end of day Wednesday if you don't play after hours. So just keep in mind that we could see a pullback, and that's what I would like to see as a bull. And I'm still looking to load up a bit more on Hexo going into earnings. And again, I'm only using profits from a prior trade, so I'm not putting any new money in. It's just profits that I've been scaling back in and just holding cash on for the most part, waiting to deploy that capital, but waiting for a daily higher low. And like I said, we wouldn't want to pull back any more than 660 on this IHS. So if we were to lose 660 USD, then that would negate the IHS if we do pull back. So like I said, just monitoring this right shoulder. Most likely scenario is that we likely top out here at resistance, come down. Even a mini bull flag would be welcomed by the bulls. Form a bull flag in a brief period of consolidation, or form that right shoulder and hold 660. And then, like I said, if we see consolidation the next day or two, that would be ideal for bulls so that we can run into earnings, consolidate, form the daily higher low. Bulls can take a breather and then break through resistance all in one go. We'll change the daily trend. We'll break through that resistance and we'll have nice momentum if we do see it play out that way into earnings. And if SPY starts to consolidate tomorrow as well, or Wednesday, and we see that same similar consolidation pattern and then a higher move up after that, that would be the number one best case, I would say, for bulls who are looking to play earnings. Generally, I don't play earnings, but I'm extremely confident in Hexo and them beating estimates. And again, I'm only using profits, so it's not a big deal. But still need to change those daily trends. So VFF still hasn't changed its daily trend. And we got over 1755, but we started to pull back. We got to 1797. So keep in mind, the harder we run from the lows here about a week ago, we've already run about 50%. So keep in mind that we will have to outdo estimates by quite a margin here tomorrow, given how far we've run. We're due for daily consolidation. So if we see any weakness in their numbers or any weakness in guidance or, just overall negative perception on earnings, if they see a miss, if they come in line or a slight beat that might not even be enough to save it, as we know that we are due for daily consolidation. We're right at resistance. And a lot of people were looking to buy the dip. Imagine how many people sold here on Friday and then rebought here going into earnings, or were looking to rebuy it going into earnings and never got a chance to. If we see a gap up tomorrow and strong earnings, all those people are likely going to FOMO in and then buy the top again, and then we'll sell the news type of it and then come down and form a higher low, more than likely. That's what I'm expecting anyway. I'm expecting them to likely beat on both their numbers, and if that were to occur, like I said, huge gap up and then likely sell. Gap ups are for selling, likely a sell-off, and then, like I said, those people who sold back here and panic sold, and then more than likely will FOMO buy, and hopefully that's not you. And again, this isn't financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only, but you need to look at the most likely scenario, and the most likely scenario is that we lose this higher low every candle pattern, which has been holding for the last 7 days or so. One day this is going to break, so the low of tomorrow is going to be extremely important, 1688. If we lose that, daily consolidation is underway, and we'll look for a higher low compared to 1215. So on the bull and bear list, we had ZENA. I bought a bit more Zena today, as the discount for the Hexo deal is sitting at about 23%, so took advantage of that, added a bit more, especially with the strength in Hexo, and if we see strong numbers on Thursday, that could result in a nice surge for Zena as well. So TGOD, OGI leading the decline on the bull list. We had a lot more bulls than bears. SNDL up to $1.62, APHA, Tilray Labs. So this was one I called out. We had support at 93, and we hit 93. I entered this. I think I filled it around 97, and I'm pretty much all out of that position now. But look at that bounce in about a week, almost 100% bounce in a week from that call out. But we need to be cautious of another potential daily inverse head and shoulders. It's looking like a lot of names want to form that right shoulder and consolidate. So hopefully that would be the best case scenario. And what I would want to see is form those daily higher lows, attempt the trend changes, maybe even get a daily bull flag, and then nice ramp up into earnings for the most part. VFF here on the weekly. So we held the 10-week moving average last week, and the week before, the stochastic is trying to cross bullish again, and the MACD has never crossed bearish, so we're looking good on that front. On the weekly moving averages, we're seeing a 50 and 200 bull cross a few weeks ago, and now we could see a 50 and a 100 weekly bull cross. So it's looking like we could see more upside into their earnings tomorrow pre-market. On the daily time frame, we held the 50-day moving average. We came down, we tested it, we lost it, but ultimately reclaimed it and confirmed support. We're seeing MACD crossing bullish here as well, and never lost the weekly VWAP. It's looking really good. So on the US side, take a look at MSOS. So daily bounce continues today. We have resistance here up at 50.70 and 50 psychological, which could come into play tomorrow. We could see a potential gap up or more bullish momentum tomorrow off the back of that Andrew Cuomo in New York legalization progress. So on the bear list, we had Tad, Harv, Ian. On the bull list, we had TAUG, GRWG, KHRN. And I still have a position in BAM that closed flat today at 75 cents. So again, a lot of names still haven't changed their daily trend, and we could be setting up for IHSs on a lot of these names. GTII, not as clear, but coming up on 45.63 resistance. I'm going to take a look at Curaleaf as well. Testing $20. Trying to hold the EMAs. But daily consolidation underway. And we'll take a look at Trulieve here real quick. So Trulieve straight off the lows as well. Still no daily trend change. Resistance at 63.38, which we closed above. So really liking that New York news, and definitely one of the leaders in the US side. Still no daily trend change, so when we do consolidate and we lose this higher low candle pattern, we'll look for a higher low compared to 53.50, which could be on deck for tomorrow. So in summary, keep an eye out for potential daily consolidation in the sector and the broader market tomorrow. Ideally, that's what bulls would want to see, in my opinion. See that those daily higher lows, healthy consolidation, maybe even a bull flag, brief period of consolidation into a higher high, and get that daily continuation and ramp up into Hexo earnings would be ideal. That is what I'm looking for. I'll be looking to buy the dip on Hexo. I don't have any position in VFF going into tomorrow, so best of luck if you are riding VFF into earnings tomorrow. We'll do some coverage on that tomorrow as well. So thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth for a MJ Sector review, and we'll see you tomorrow after market close. Take care, everyone.